Daily English Practice, Building a Routine. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Easy English learning story at Easy English Stories home channel, where we process stories to help you level up your English skills, one story at a time. We are here to guide you on this exciting journey of learning English. Whether you're a beginner looking to start fresh or someone who's been practicing English for a while but struggling to keep a consistent routine, this story is for you. Today, we're going to dive deep into building a daily English practice routine, how to establish it, maintain it, and integrate it seamlessly into your everyday life. Sitting down with your English learning material for just 10 or 15 minutes a day can make an enormous difference over time. But, like anything in life, consistency is key. It can be challenging to stay motivated or even find time in our busy schedules, but in today's story, we will be sharing tips and practical advice to help you create a routine that works for you. And as always, we'll be doing this through storytelling. Stories have always been a powerful tool for learning. So let us take you on a journey, a story about a person named Emma. Emma's story is about building a routine, overcoming challenges, and seeing her English skills grow day by day. Meet Emma. She's a working professional in her mid-30s, living in a busy city. Her daily routine is packed with responsibilities, work, family, and errands. Learning English was something Emma always wanted to do, but every time she tried, she struggled to maintain consistency. She would start with enthusiasm, watch a few YouTube videos, maybe read a few articles, but after a few days, life would get in the way. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you've been in Emma's shoes. Maybe you've tried learning English or improving your skills, but found it difficult to stay consistent. Emma's journey changed when she decided to approach English practice differently. Instead of treating it as a big task that required hours of study each day, she began incorporating small, manageable steps into her routine, and this made all the difference. One day, Emma came across a podcast episode, much like this one, that talked about daily practice routines. She realized that she didn't need to carve out huge chunks of time in her day to see progress. She just needed to be consistent. Emma decided to start small. Every morning she would dedicate just 15 minutes to her English practice before work. It wasn't much, but it was something she could commit to every day. Emma's first step was listening to English podcasts while she prepared breakfast. It was something simple and didn't require extra time out of her day. As she poured her coffee, she would listen to a short conversation in English. Sometimes it was about daily life. Sometimes it was about work-related topics. But she made sure it was always in English. One of the key lessons here is that you don't have to add something new to your day. You can integrate English practice into the things you're already doing. If you're commuting, listen to English podcasts or audiobooks. If you like reading, try reading the news or articles in English. By doing this, Emma didn't feel like she was cramming extra learning time into her busy schedule. She was simply making English part of her life. After a couple of weeks of listening to podcasts during breakfast, Emma began to notice small improvements. She was recognizing more words, her comprehension was improving, and most importantly, she was starting to enjoy the process. Encouraged by her progress, Emma decided to expand her routine. She added another 10 minutes of practice during her lunch break. This time she would go through a short article or watch a brief video in English. The topics didn't always matter. It could be something related to her work, like a presentation or industry trends, or even something lighthearted like a cooking video. The goal was to keep engaging with the language. Remember, it's not about how long you practice each day. It's about making that time meaningful. Emma found that focusing on content that was interesting to her kept her motivated. She wasn't just practicing English, she was learning about topics she cared about. Now let's pause Emma's story for a moment to talk about what you can do. One of the most important things when building any new habit, including a daily English practice routine, is to start small. If you set the bar too high at the beginning, you might feel overwhelmed and give up. Instead, start with something as simple as 5 minutes a day. That's it, just 5 minutes. As you get used to the routine, you can gradually increase the time. The key is consistency. Studies show that doing something consistently over time is more effective than doing it in large amounts sporadically. For instance, if you practice English for just 15 minutes a day, that adds up to over 91 hours a year. That's a huge amount of practice, and it only takes a small amount of time each day. To put this into perspective, imagine you're planting a garden. If you water it for 15 minutes every day, over time, the plants will grow strong and healthy. But if you only water them once a week for an hour, the plants might struggle. Your English practice is just like that. Small, regular efforts will help you grow your skills over time. As Emma continued her routine, she encountered challenges. Some days, work would be particularly demanding, and she felt too tired to practice. Other times, family responsibilities took precedence, and she didn't have the mental energy to focus on English. Instead of letting these challenges derail her progress, Emma decided to adjust her routine. On days when she felt overwhelmed, she allowed herself to practice less. Maybe she would only listen to English music or watch a short video. She reminded herself that it was okay to have off days as long as she didn't stop completely. The key was not to break the habit. Here's an important takeaway. Life will always throw challenges your way. The trick is to adapt rather than give up. It's okay to reduce your practice time on tough days, but try not to skip it entirely. Doing even a little bit keeps the habit alive. Emma found that using resources she genuinely enjoyed made it easier to stick to her routine. If you're forcing yourself to read dry material or watch videos you find boring, you're less likely to stay motivated. Instead, focus on content that sparks your interest. For example, if you're a fan of cooking, watch cooking tutorials in English. If you enjoy tech, read tech blogs or watch product reviews in English. The more you enjoy the material, the more likely you are to stick with it. In fact, let me give you some numbers. A study conducted by language learning experts found that 75% of learners who used materials they enjoyed were more likely to stick to their routine for at least 3 months, compared to only 40% of learners who used generic or uninteresting content. That's a huge difference. 6 months into her new routine, Emma saw incredible results. Her confidence in speaking had increased. She could understand English conversations more easily, and she even started writing in English without hesitation. The daily practice had paid off. Emma's journey teaches us that it's not about mastering English overnight. It's about making small, consistent efforts and enjoying the process. By integrating English into her daily life, Emma made real progress without feeling overwhelmed. One of the things that helped Emma stay motivated was tracking her progress. She would keep a journal where she noted down new words she learned, interesting phrases, or moments when she felt she had improved. This helped her see how far she had come, especially on days when it felt like she wasn't making progress. You can do this too. Keep a notebook or a digital log where you jot down your daily practice. Over time, you'll see a clear picture of your improvement, and that will motivate you to keep going. As we wrap up today's story, remember that building and maintaining a daily English practice routine doesn't have to be difficult. Like Emma, you can start small, integrate English into your daily life, and slowly build up your routine. Use resources that interest you, stay flexible when challenges arise, and most importantly, be consistent. Thank you for tuning into this story at Easy English Stories Home. I hope Emma's story inspired you and gave you practical ideas to implement in your own routine. Remember, the journey to mastering English is a marathon, not a sprint. And with a little bit of daily effort, you'll see amazing results over time. Until next time, keep practicing, stay consistent, and most of all, enjoy the process.